us. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and we are talking about yesterday lip service that went viral. And one of the things we wanted to talk about was Forrest from Black Ink Chicago, and he's now doing OnlyFans. He is, for all intents and purposes, doing porn.
Bondage.
And he had to. You said what?
Bondage, like BDSM, right?
Well, it's more than it's just all around. Yeah, a lot of things. You know, you've seen pictures of him in a dog cage, naked. You've seen
on a leash.
On a leash, yeah, getting walking like a doggy. And if you want to see any of these things, if you're bold enough, you can go to his Twitter page. That's PHOR. He has a lot of. It's Forever. What is it? You'll find it. Yeah, Forever I Am. And you can go see what those videos look like. But he had to break the news to his mom. Here's what he had to say.
They had a talk with my mom. That was the hardest conversation I had to have. When I started seeing it grow, like views getting over 1 million views, I'm like, let me call my mom at this point, because I don't know if she happens to actually stumble across something on Facebook or what. So I called her and I just told her my vision. And I just told her, like, man, you got to just trust me. And after I broke everything down to her, she was just like, well, you sound like you got everything figured out. And at that moment, I think that's when she realized, like, he's a man now.
Okay. Wow.
That was the most I've ever heard my mom so silent on the phone.
Can you imagine?
Tough combo.
All right, but even thinking about myself, and you know what I think the biggest problem with my parents and what I do is that my brother, right? My brother is like the super smart one. He went to Brown University. He was doing all these things in tech that I can't even explain because he would be talking to me about it and I didn't understand what he meant. And so if you compare me to my brother, it always felt like I didn't have it figured out. Like when I first got out of college, I was doing temp work for 2 days, 3 days, and I quit that. Then I was working for Wu-Tang, and I think they really probably couldn't see where this was going to go. You know, Dan, what about you?
Yeah, I had the same experience. My mom really didn't understand why I stayed as a street teamer for so long. I did it for 2 years. And
that is a long time.
It was $10 an hour. But I knew that, like, while I was there, I was getting real-time experience. So I would always just say to her that the next step is going to be drastic. Please, like, trust it. Sure enough, after 2 years, you know, I landed with the Breakfast Club.
Oh.
But it took a long time. You know, there was a lot of back and forth conversation.
2 years is a long time to be on the street team. I'm not going to lie. And you lived at home with your mom, too. And you had a second job.
And I worked in a restaurant. Yeah, I was bussing tables.
And sometimes it's hard for parents to see certain things because they come from a different generation, you know. Yep. My mom has had the same job since I was a kid. And so, and, you know, clearly, like, she's very comfortable there. She's still working now. You know, and my dad has bounced around from job to job. No shade, Dad.
How long in the industry until your parents were like, okay, you got it?
They still don't know. No. I think it probably was when I was on Sirius XM, and because before that I was like freelancing a lot and I had a lot of different things going on, but they didn't really know or understand. But I want to hear you guys call in and let us know what your experience has been.
Now, I do have a 9-to-5. However, my side hustle, I actually run the biggest outdoor comedy show in Pennsylvania.
That's huge.
So, yeah, it is. So to be able to get to that point, you know, I had to do my own stand-up, and my mom coming to my shows and all that, she definitely was, for lack of better words, intrigued. But things popped off and it worked out in my favor. I had to quit my 9-to-5 that I was working. So for her here, I wanted to do something on my own and not have something stable. It was definitely concerning to her, but she's my number one fan now.
That's dope. And that is hard for parents, too, because they're concerned about you. They're like, are you sure you can maintain like this?
Right. Absolutely. And it's been, like I said, it's worked out in my favor better than I would have ever anticipated. So I'm thankful and blessed for that.
All right, good. We love to prove them wrong, too, right? Just in a good way.
Absolutely. Like, look, I did it still. I still did it.
All right. Thank you. Congrats to you, too.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Hey, who's this?
Mixmaster Meal.
Mixmaster Meal?
Yes.
Mixmaster Meal, what's good?
Man, nothing vibing, chilling.
I'm assume that you're a DJ.
For sure. 20 years in the game.
All right, so talk to us. Is this an occupation that your parents were against?
I mean, they want me to have a 9-to-5. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I went against the grain and was like, nah, I'm my own person, so I'm gonna stick to it.
Okay.
Doing what I feel like I should be doing.
How long did it take for things to pop off, though?
Pretty quick because I ended up meeting the Migos and becoming a quality control DJ. So
Okay.
things kind of started moving kind of rapidly.
And did your parents understand what you do for a living?
Nah, I don't think they understand it. Because they would support if they did.
If you were doing a 9 to 5, what would it have been?
Support all day.
It would have been what?
Support from their side all day.
All right. Well, thank you.